This is Benjamin Martin. Welcome to video 30. This particular video is entitled Happiness, and I would like to move right on through it, and then we will get to the additional information that I will share with you at the end. Happiness is one of the most elusive of all qualities. And this is so because the rules of engagement continue to change with our ever-increasing need for gratification and or satisfaction. Secondly, most of us have never written down what the components of our happiness might consist of. Additionally, your happiness requirements are played on a constantly moving field of probabilities and possibilities. At this rate, there are no constants, there are only variables. This makes happiness at best elusive or more than likely unlikely, improbable, or just impossible. Now, I want you to take a moment and write down some of the basic tenets of your happiness requirement. I know that with the time configuration, we might not be able to stop and get pen and pad, but I want you to remember number 30. This is video 30, and you can come back to this one. But I want you to get a pen and a pad, and I want you to write down what your happiness requirements are from 1 to 10. 1 being the most important, and go right down to number 10. This will establish points of reference which could accurately monitor and assess your progress along the lines of your happiness requirement. Without establishing a point of reference, your chances for being happy will remain in a constantly variable state that will not allow for completion, satisfaction, or verification for that matter. Happiness is determined by how you feel. Pay attention to this now. It's determined by how you feel about a certain condition, a certain circumstance, or a certain status. Each of these certain conditions, each of these certain circumstances, and each of these certain status requirements vary according to specific factors of your expectations and your perceptions. For instance, a car to someone who lived in a rural area would be considerably more valuable than it would be to someone who lived in Midtown, where parking was a problem, mass transportation was available everywhere, all of the stores for shopping and everything was immediately available. And on the other hand, you take someone also in a rural area, if they didn't have places to shop for food and stores everywhere, and they had to hunt for meat to eat, then a rifle would be more valuable to that person than someone who lived in the city. So these are just some examples of how different concepts, perceptions, and requirements figure into the value systems of different individuals in different situations. Now, we must establish exactly what our requirements are, and simply knowing what they are makes them more realizable and more achievable. You must always remember that you are dealing with law, and law is unerring. I always mention to you about if you mix blue with yellow, it turns green. Well, the law doesn't differentiate. Anyone who mixes blue with yellow, it will turn green. And in order for you to have exactly what you want, if you want to harvest apples, you must plant apple seeds. Most likely, I'm not going to share anything with you that you don't know, but it's incumbent upon me to help you to remember. Now, without being exact and without knowing what your requirements are, would be much like shooting in the dark at a moving target. Now, I won't say that you won't be able to hit this moving target in the dark, but in this particular case, I will allow you to do the probability mathematics. Now, At this point, the most important factor is to know what your requirements are. You must absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt what it is that is required for your individual happiness. Write these components down, name them, look at them, and get to know them. To not do this places you at risk of being presented with them and not recognizing them. This is a symptom of not knowing. Let me give you an example. Someone may stop you on the street and ask you, I am going for a job, and there's an intersection, Avenue A, Avenue B, and I'm to meet with an entertainment attorney there. I'm going to start work, and I'm not certain which direction I'm to go in. Do the numbers go up this way, or do they go up that way? If this person was asking you this information, and you got some kind of project going on, if you are clear and you know exactly what that project is, and you may need an entertainment attorney, or you may need someone who has that kind of expertise, you would think immediately, let me have one of your cards. I think the direction that you're going to is that way. And your ideas, once you know what they are, your happiness requirements, if you know exactly what they are, it might not come to you exactly the way that you might think. Sometimes you've had a dream, and in that dream you said, yes, that was such and such a person, but they were in a different body. Have you ever had a dream like that? Well, sometimes your happiness will come to you disguised in a different body, but once you know it intimately, then you recognize it. Now, it's always beneficial to be consciously and deliberately aware of your happiness requirements so that you can bring them into your mind at will. If these particular ideas make you feel happy, then that is because the universe has chosen you through which to conduct this particular frequency. So in order for you to be that conduit for this happiness creation to pass through, then you must be aligned with this frequency. So you have to become intimately aware of and knowledgeable of it. Now, neither of these arbitrary or spasmodic representations of your idea can you build a plan on, can you build any kind of anticipated result on, or relationship on. You have to know them by name. You have to know what the requirements are for your happiness. It is to this absolute benefit to consciously bring your happiness attributes into existence by way of your own image and likeness. You have been chosen through which to create these ideals. That's why they make you feel happy. Happy creates a feeling. Feeling creates a frequency. Thoughts that are imbued with feeling or emotion cause particles to take shape into the configuration that you desire. Pay attention to this. This is science. I know it's kind of intricate, but this is how you transmit your happiness into a physical reality so that you can use it, so that you can employ it, so that you can benefit from it, so that you can be happy with it. Now, first, you must know what you require. This is the law of God. This is the law of presence, which are both one and the same. This is the law of you. This is the law of your happiness. And happiness is presence, choosing you through which to express itself through you as you. We're out of time. This is video 30. Get your pen, write down what the requirements for your happiness are. Get to know them intimately, because in order for you to transmit them into a workable functionality, this is a process that you can follow. Now, in order to